that really showed us the power of these game shows in a digital format. So the Wheel of Fortune, The Price is Right, Deal or No Deal, these kind of games, and I'll show you some examples in a minute. All of a sudden, those 20 people, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of them are still going to be the same place they were with just the TV on, but you'll get 15 or 16 of them picking letters, being engaged. These are $25 off-the-shelf programs you can buy that completely can transform some of the activity programming. And we're able to track usage of different programs and such that are being used on what we do. And it's astounding, the hundreds and hundreds of hours that these simple game shows have. I got an email about 6 months ago from an occupational therapist in Kansas that said one of their residents who had not physically spoken in over a year got so revved up trying to pick a box on Deal or No Deal that she talked, and it just blew this whole staff away. And again, it was just having the putting up a game like this on a big screen TV and the ramifications that had. This is such a powerful story, and again, the pictures don't always carry the weight. But this is a woman at Riverside who had played. I've always been a little bit anti-bingo until I met this woman, and it changed my whole perspective. And she, for 3 years, she had been a resident at Riverside and went into hospice. And for 3 years, she had played bingo, and so she goes into hospice, and it literally, it turned out to be the last 3 weeks of her life. And Riverside does a great job in their hospice programming, and so they were trying to find out, what spiritual needs do you have, what this, what that, and she was just like, is there any way I could keep playing bingo? And what they did is they took one of our systems and put it in her room, and they have another one. I'll show you this other picture. This is in the community room. So she's got her headphones on, and she's got a microphone, so she can see that group room, and that group room can see her. And literally till the day she died, she was playing bingo. And the coolest part of this story is that she had 2 granddaughters that were in Australia for some kind of a summer exchange program, and they were able to get to a computer in Australia. I think it was the middle of the night Australia time, so it matched up time zone wise, but they were able to Skype in and see her, and they were able to say goodbye to her. And I tell you, there is no technology reason in the world, and I'll show more and more clips throughout this presentation. You'll see more and more clips. The power of Skype in your community is unbelievable for people that are isolated, for people that don't have access to some of these things. This story is very personal for me, because I started the company with my brother 13 years ago, and he died about 5 years ago. And the last week of his life, he had this horrible liver cancer that came out of nowhere. And the last week of his life, he's in a hotel in Denver, and there's one $300,000 piece of equipment after another coming into his room. He called them the lawnmowers, because they'd make all this noise. He goes, the lawnmowers are coming in. Just trying to keep a dying body alive for one day. And for him, what was there for him was a beat up cable television that played one channel, and as he said, in God's grace, it was ESPN was that one channel that it picked up. But again, not being inside the industry, it was just then he died. He dies a week later, and people come from all over the country to say good things about him, powerful things about him as far as what he had done for their life. And they could have been saying that whole thing to his face the week before, even if he was in some state of consciousness or semi-consciousness. And again, being somewhat outside the industry, it's such a classic example of the misguided use of funds, that you could have spent 1,000th of the money that was spent to try to keep him alive, just to do some things that made his life better and keep him connected with people that he had been a part of his life throughout his life. And we're just starting a few hospice-specific projects, and we're just fascinated at the potential to completely transform that end-of-life experience through technologies that are just readily available and off the shelf today. So Cindy, in this last clip...
I couldn't make the phone any closer.
See David?
Shoot. Okay, I'm going to do it quick. Let me get out of doing it this way. This is called Why You Have Backup Technology. Let me go to PowerPoint real quick. What I'm going to show you is Cindy de Groot. This is a particular community in, where have I got her clip? So you'll see in this clip, this is again a great example of the power of Skype in a building. Then let me set the stage real quick, and then I'll show the clip. Is that it's a woman who refuses to leave her room to do anything, much less therapy, and she's in Illinois, and her son is in California, calling 3 or 4 times a week, complaining to the community about what kind of support that her mom is getting. So, and the community is doing all these different things for her, and it's just this non-stop frustration. So the therapist finally had an idea. Let's do what we're already trying to do with her, and just pipe the complaining son in. And so, as you look at this clip, so again, look, that's such an elegant, beautiful, frail woman. Remember that face when you see the end of this clip. So that's the son that I think she doesn't like a lot, that he's close by, and that's the son in California. So they've completely timed her therapy sessions. And then the next thing you can see that she's not using the walker to do therapy. She's using the walker to get close to her son.
He's saying hi.
Yeah, it does look like David. Thank you.
It looks like you, David. That's what she said.
And then look at the last...
I'll wait then.
That was awesome. Your son got to watch you.
And that's just a totally transformed woman. And you can show a clip like that, and you can say... I mean, it's easy to make it look seamless, but people have to hook the technology up. People have to do these different components to it. And again, it's a problem, but it can be flipped into an opportunity, because what we see all over the country is innovative organizations using that type of technology as a way to attract younger workers who hadn't necessarily thought of long-term care as something that they wanted to do. And so you wind up with just this whole kind of fascinating just myriad of opportunities and such that are available. Again, when you use something like that, you look at virtually any laptop that you buy that costs more than $600 or $700 will have a webcam built into it. The technology is there. I don't want to make any disparaging comments to any IT people who might be in the room, but it's not that difficult to set up wireless connectivity in a building. And again, you can come up with barriers and roadblocks, but people are doing it left and right, and they're turning their nursing home into a hot spot that families can come in and do their work and do this and do that, and it's literally it's not that much money, it's not that much effort, but that decision. One of the things that I see that can be a structural problem in organizations, and again I say this not acting like I know the nuances of running a community, but in most organizations, the IT side of the house reports up to the financial side, and so what they get fired up about are things like I had shown before, the MDS software and the regulatory software and the efficiency this and efficiency that, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is that put into that same thought process, what are we doing from a technology standpoint that's going to benefit the residents? And what we've seen throughout the history of our company has been that, and this is not 100% true, but for the most part it's been true that a lot of the innovation that's benefited the residents, that input has come from activity directors, it's come from therapists, it's come from social workers, it's come from the staff that's delivering the care, and those people should get an equal foot at the table. Is that what you say, foot at the table? It's something at the table. Place at the table to be making those decisions on what's going to benefit the residents. Because again, it's not, you're not talking technology that it doesn't exist. It all exists. It's just a matter of putting it into a context that is a little bit different than most organizations would look at. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick, I just had a little program glitch, so hold on one second while I get to where I want to be with this. So again, we love the Hewlett-Packard TouchSmart. It's an off-the-shelf available computer that, as you can see from the size of the monitor, that woman has severe macular degeneration, and she's able to obviously see the screen just by getting close to it. It's also, you can't really see it, but it's also got a very high-resolution camera that's built right into the monitor. So for Skyping or from the different things that you'd want to do that would involve some kind of communication, it's very easy to do. So we're a big proponent of a platform like that. It's a touch screen. It's all built into the system. So we think that's a great way to try to implement technology. You know, kind of going back to the heroes, I'm going to lay this out a little differently than I was saying before. But again, this is a different community. Roger Paulsberg's the CEO of a community called Lutheran Life, also in Illinois. And he's been adamant to actually have technology put in to benefit the lowest functioning folk. I hate that phrase, but just the people that are far down the dementia path. So again, you can see this. This is a good example. This is a woman, again, far down the dementia path.
Gotta really reach.
She loves to play Deal or No Deal.
Good job. No deal.
And we found a lot of the men very much enjoy Deal or No Deal because of these scantily clad digital women that will come walking over, reset, they'll come walking down the steps over and over again. This clip, I love this video clip, and this one comes on pretty loud. But this is a woman, again, far down the dementia path, not able to pick up her utensils to eat independently. But as you can see from this clip, she has no trouble driving a Porsche.